Hey buddies, you're welcome back to my channel. I'm Onija the Princess and you're welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 12 random tips every girl must know. Number one is build confidence. I don't think anybody can say like enough about how important self-confidence is. I don't think anybody can say, okay, self-confidence is everything. It is everything, and everything every girl needs. Like, you have to build yourself, you have to build confidence within, in your abilities, in your skills, in your knowledge of everything. You have to build confidence, because you find out that most of the challenges people experience, adults experience now, it stems from a place of lack of self-confidence. It stems from a place of feeling like not enough. It stems from a place of like different things that happen from childhood that has torn them apart, so to say. So building confidence is one thing that sets you out from everyone. Like, being confident in your abilities, being confident in God, being confident in what you can do, being confident in your abilities and everything. It is not said enough how much confidence goes a long way to build people up too. Because if you don't believe in yourself, first off, how do you want to push to people that, oh, they should believe in you? Do you get that kind of thing? So self-confidence is something that nobody should joke with. Like, if you're a girl, if you're a boy, nobody should joke with self-confidence. Try as much as possible to build your confidence. Read books, read the Bible, have mentors that, like, because what you feed into grows. So like, over time you can build this confidence. I won't sit here and say, oh, I was always this confident, because it's not the truth. I struggled with bullying over time in high school, so that kind of tampered with my self-confidence. But I had to boot. Like, I can't tear myself down because of what people have told me in the past, and we have to try as much as possible to avoid abusive situations that would draw us down into the pool of self-pity and all of those pity parties that people tend to throw at us. So building self-confidence is a must. Number two is hygiene. Every girl, every boy, everyone outside there must have self hygiene to the core. Like, you must be clean. Like, it is not emphasized enough. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like, it does not have to be expensive. Hygiene needs to be on check. Get a good soap to take care of yourself. And girls, when it's that time of the month, be sure you are sensitive to your body. Take showers as much as possible to keep your body on check. Make good use of deodorizers, make good use of body washes, make good use of everything. Like, your hygiene must be on check. You can't walk past people and they lose their mind on what is going on with you. You can't be smelling like God knows what. Please take care of yourself. Your hygiene must be on check. It does not have to be expensive. I keep saying that because people just automatically imagine that once you talk about hygiene, it must be expensive. Get yourself a good deodorizer and get yourself a good body mist, a body spray, and you are good to go. Like, make sure you are conscious of this thing, because like I said before, what you build grows, what you feed on grows. So make sure this thing becomes a part and parcel of you, that it doesn't necessarily become a problem to have it in check. Like, it is a must. You can't be an adult and be having body odor. You can't be an adult and be having a mouth odor. Like, put time and effort, put your budget also into it, to be conscious of your hygiene, how you smell, how you appear. Your hair should not look unkempt. Your nails, even if they are not done, it shouldn't be shabby. Like, be intentional about some of these things, because sometimes we feel like people around us are extravagant, that's why they are the way they are, or that's why they appear a certain way. But it's not like that. We have to be conscious. You have to be conscious about some of these things to be able to put them. Be intentional about your appearance. Be intentional. I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always conscious of that thing, so my mom had to consciously put me into that field. Like, be conscious of how you carry yourself, be conscious of what you wear, be conscious of how you look, be conscious of all of these things, so that you'll be able to get to actualize your true self. Yes. The next thing is organization. Some people belittle the role organization plays in a whole lot of things. Like for you to be able to manage your time effectively, for you to be able to manage your resources, for you to be able to manage everything that concerns you, organization should be a priority. I'm not talking of, because once you say some things now people tell me it's OCD and what have you. If you know that putting your books and paper and biro and mouse and laptop together in a certain way will help you to be more productive, please go ahead and do it, because organization helps you set the tone of your day. Sometimes it just gets me so worked up, like, and I make sure I organize my things the way I want them, lay my bed a certain way, do my things a certain way, so that it doesn't disrupt my thought process. Because all these things I'm mentioning make a whole component of how your day goes. Your clothing items, your work items, your workstation, your personal effects, everything. Generally arranging your clothes, organization goes cuts across everything you can imagine. So this is something that you need to have in check, so that you don't spend so much time trying to achieve a goal. I don't know if this makes sense, but organization plays a whole huge role in that. The next thing is skincare. After skincare and hair care, I've touched a bit on it. Skincare, I won't sit here and tell you these are the most things you should do, but for skincare, make sure you are doing something about something. Like if you have treats, if you have acne and all of the rest. I battled with acne. I battled with it off and on throughout the period of the month, because I have an oily, acne prone skin, and my hormones fluctuate during the whole 20 what day cycle. So my skin is up today, down tomorrow. Be sure to obtain the barest of minimum in terms of your skincare routine. Use a good moisturizer, use a good face wash, whatever works for you, and don't be stingy with the sunscreen. Use good sunscreen as well. Another thing is your hair care. If you're on low cut, if you're on whatever you are on, even if it's the minimum cornrow you can afford, make sure you have that in check. Nobody actually does so much with looking unkempt. Another thing is self-care. Self-care is everything. Like, it's everything. That's why I don't think I can even separate most of my tips from each other, because they are so interwoven. And self-care cuts across everything, like how you take care of yourself, how you take care of your being, how you take care of your mind, your spirit, your soul, what you feed into. Because I realized all of a sudden that this whole election thing was weighing me down, so I really brought my social media consumption to the barest of minimum. I got a MiFi, and it kind of disrupted my screen time consumption in terms of my cell phone. So I get to use my laptop most of the time when I'm working, and when I'm working it's exhausting trying to find what's going on and all of those things on my laptop. So I just focus on work at that time. So manage what you consume that affects you. Manage what you feed into, from the media, from everywhere. Whatever you feed into grows. So you have to know each and every time what is playing a huge role in how you see yourself, playing a huge role in what is going on with you, because sometimes the media can be so much of bad news that you just end up self-sabotaging. I think that's what you use. Like, everything around you seems so dull and what have you. So you have to know what is good for you part time and know how to curtail some of these excesses, because if you won't do that, your body will do that for you, which is in turn sicknesses and taking lots of medication, and you tend to just get weary and get old quick. Yes. Next thing is time management. I can't say this one enough. I'm still struggling with this one because I newly changed roles, and I'm trying to get the 9 to 5 on check and trying to get my business on check. So like, it's a whole lot of back and forth, and if you're not careful, you get eaten into the cycle of not having enough time for yourself. You get to give your time to work and nothing for yourself. You get to give your time to everyone but yourself. In the first few weeks of my new job, I got to experience that. I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted with everything around me, because I was giving off so much energy and not having any for myself. Yes, I was giving off so much energy into my work, into my everything, in fact, but myself. So I thought it was going to be different with having a remote job and all of these things, but it wasn't. It's like if you don't make conscious effort for some of these things, bro, sis, you're just going to get it all wrong. Like all wrong totally. The next thing is confidence and public speaking. So when you talk about public speaking, people just feel like, oh, it's not for everybody. Yes, I get it's not for everybody, but there's something someone close to me always says, try to obtain the barest of minimum of something. You can't suck at public speaking entirely just because, oh, you didn't see yourself in that light or you didn't see yourself in a certain way. So try as much as possible to be able to build an act for public speaking. It doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, you should carry microphone and all of those things, but be comfortable learning how to speak, learn how to speak to people, learn how to put your thought process together to be able to address people. Like it goes a long way. I really thank God for the kind of home I grew up in. So like my mom took on loads of roles in organizations and what have you earlier on. So I got to learn how to do this, and so therefore YouTube wasn't so much a struggle for me to adapt to speaking or to, but you have to be conscious about it, because if you practice some of these things, you become a pro at it in no time. The next thing is financial planning. Financial planning has to be something that as a young adult you have to put conscious effort into, because if you're just going with the flow, my sister, my brother, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Somehow you're gonna fall, because it's not as easy as you want to put it. You have to make conscious effort into your savings, conscious effort into your budgeting. Like I had to learn that. I had to consciously do that, because you get to find out that your salary comes in, your money comes in. I get to spend carelessly. I'm spending my business money, I'm spending everything. Like it's not supposed to be so. So make sure as a business person you're paying yourself. As a 9 to 5 person, you're paying yourself. A certain percentage of your salary should go for yourself. Like buy something you've been craving, buy something, pay yourself. Put some of these things in check so that you don't spend extravagantly all through the month. You're having something you are buying for yourself. All through the month you're having something you are buying for yourself. Where does your saving come in? Where does your necessities and all of those things? Because at the end of the day, you find out that some of these things you're spending on, you don't necessarily need them. You do not necessarily need them. So this month I really tried to do that. Before my salary came in, wrote everything I was thinking about as per spending, wrote my savings down, wrote my fights down, wrote everything down, and you get to plan for some of these things and you find out that it is more fulfilling at the end of the month. And I was still having some money left in my account, and it was so fulfilling. Like wow, so I could do all of the things I wanted to do in this month and still have this kind of money. But if you're not careful, you will spend everything, because there was no plan in the first place to begin with. Yes, financial planning must be in check as well. Stress management. I think I've talked a bit about stress management. You have to be conscious of some of these things. And for one, Lagos is exhausting. So find a way to balance your work life, your people, your everything around you. Find a way to balance it so that your stress management will be under check. Everything will be under check. Else, sis, you're just going to find out that you're giving so much of energy to everyone and just becoming exhausted each and every day. And trust me, sicknesses will creep in. The last thing is surround yourself with positive people. You will never know how much of a role this comes to play in your life until you find out how exhausted you are with yourself, with your surrounding, and you self-sabotage in all of these things. Like you begin to hate everything going on around you, especially when you consume so much media, consume so much bad news and everything. Talk to the negative people. Talk about how Nigeria is not going well. Talk about how, like, if you keep going on in this cycle, there is no how you're going to live long. It's not a joke. Like there is no how you're going to live long. Try as much as possible to move around, exercise your body, be active in some way. Do not leave God out of the equation. try to balance everything. Surrounding yourself with positive people is one of the best things you can do for yourself, because your mind will be able to flourish, your brain will be able to flourish, your spirit will be able to flourish. You can't keep dwelling around negativity all around. Have something that speaks to you, be it music, be it a person, be it else. You're digging a hole for yourself that is yourself that will fall inside. You get all of this things. So like, I really hope we, and some of these things I'm speaking it as I'm speaking it for myself as well, because if you're not careful, the world will happen so fast and take you along with it, because everything is just, we're in the fast world and everything is happening so fast, and you get by so quickly. The week runs out so quickly. You didn't have time for yourself, you didn't have anything for yourself in a month. Then it gets to from the week to the month to the year, you discover you are exhausted and you just want the world to stop. Sometimes be that stop for yourself. There's something I love about the new place I'm working, and my boss calls it, I think, a hard stop. Yeah, so just put everything on pause sometimes. Reflect, think about what you're doing right, retrospective. Think about what you're doing right, think about what you're doing wrong, think about how you could make your processes function better in terms of your weekly schedule, in terms of your monthly schedule. Put these things consciously into your mind and your spirit and everything, and you will discover that you will flourish. Like, you really discover that you flourish. It will work perfectly. Everything will just be as if they are coming together, because you'll be, trust me, you saw how every of the tips I gave, like as if they were interwoven with each other. These things happen, so you have to make conscious efforts to be your best self. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I felt so like one Agba motivational speaker today. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Bye.